Welcome back to Digiburst, guys. I am here playing Imperial against Jesmon on the right. This is Store Championship Round 3. Both of us undefeated at this point after 3 rounds, or after 2 rounds. This is the 3rd round. We'll go ahead and play the Hakmon, have a look at top 5. Looking for the pieces that he needs. You can grab 2 here, grabs the Hakmon and the sister. Should have got the search before he evoed up his Solomon there, because he could have put the Sistermon Searcher Hakmon in his nursery, which is a lot more relevant than Solomon. Playing another Hakmon, having a look at top 5 again. This will probably find him all his pieces that he needs, getting the level 5 and a level 6. I can draw and probably push out, no not yet, going to my Stingmon. I'm just trying to find my pieces when I draw, and then into my Imperial. I'm missing my XVmon, which is why I hold my nursery there. He's finding his pieces for his lineup, going in with the Hakmons, trying to guarantee damage where he can, setting up whittling down my security, and then into his Savior Hak. He can easily go into his Jesmon and Blitz for next turn, so I need to make a push here. Pushing out my Labra, I'll swing with my Pale Draw, and then I can swing with the Labra. I don't see my XV, unfortunately. It will die the check, and then I can just go into my Digiburst, try to choke him to force the turn pass. It's not the greatest situation I have here, but as long as he doesn't remove my guy, I should be good to counter his Jesmon. So he evos up the Jesmon and gives me 2. Blitzing, play the seal to gain a memory back. And then he can play another seal. Using the seal effect, he can evo up the Jesmon into Jesmon X anybody. Getting a memory back with the seal, the new seal. Getting the draw for the evo. And then playing another Systemon, I think. Yes, here we go. Play the seal. And then using that seal's effect, he can Digivolve into the Jesmontcg, drawing for evo. This is 5 cost, and then gaining a memory back with the seal. So this is 3 checks here with the Jesmontcg. Finding a Mega Death will suspend the Systemon, then bounce back the Jesmontcg, removing the stack. Just absolutely fantastic hit for me, because I can bounce back from here now. I can swing with the Pale and recover. I've got 5 memory here, so it's a lot to work with. Going to the Dragon mode for only 4 cost. Go into the play the Labra and the Stingmon. I can swing with the Dragon mode here, and then evo up the Dragon mode into the Fighter mode, tapping the Davis Ken to unsuspend the Fighter, and then I can bounce back something that's 10k or less. Will bounce back Systemon. I can swing with the Imperial, unsuspend it, and then of course swing again for game. Very clean, very clean. So like, even if the Jesmontcg wasn't removed, I still had a good line since he didn't remove my guy. Just like Jesmontcg, like if you don't have a way to put out blockers and put out ways to protect it, it's a really hard time giving your opponent 5 memory like that. Because I really ran away with it since he didn't remove my Pale Demon. We'll go into game 2. Kind of an awkward hand. I'll go into my Davis, have a look, find a Vmon, choke him on 1. He keeps using his Solomon in his nursery to evo up. I guess it's the only one he has at the moment, because Solomon doesn't really help him find his win condition. It's much more important to find the Hakmon in his nursery. Punching him with the Solomon, trying to do damage when he can. Paying the 2 memory to, 3 memory to go into the Hakmon, giving me 3 with the Davis, having a look at top 5. Finding the Genkumon and a Systemon. This is exactly what he needs to counter my deck. Genkumon is the perfect counter to my bottom decking and bouncing shenanigans. Finding a Leomon over the Madoki, and then just playing a Vmon. This will help me protect my security with the Leomon, so he doesn't suicide his Hakmon here. I can hopefully manipulate the board in this way. Paying the 2 memory to get the booster here, pseudo booster. Having a look at top 3, grabbing the Jesmontcg, letting the rest go to trash. This sets up his Genkumon line for the Jesmontcg. He double checks that I got a blocker, and he just plays the Blank to get the draw. Giving me 3, hatch an egg. Evil up into Labra. I'm having a hard time finding the pieces that I need in order to actually do work. Going to the Digimon will suspend the Huckmon and then we beat over the Huckmon. I'm trying to find the Paildramon. Still don't find the Paildramon, but I do find an XVmon, which I can use to go into the Labramon in my nursery. And I've still got my Leomon there as a blocker. Into the Bauhuck, and then paying 3 memory, into the Savior Huck. He's ready to go into the Jesmon next turn. He's still got all his security, my opponent. I can either up into XV, hopefully find my Pale. No Pale there, I can swing and get another draw and gain a memory. Still no Pale, unfortunately. Finding a Genkumon, I got jamming, so I'll live the check. I can swing with my Leomon, hopefully it'll die so I can find my Paildramon, but I don't see it. Gain some memory back with the booster. Paying a Vmon, if I can find a Pale from these checks, then I should be golden to DNA with my Lydra, but I just don't see it. I've been digging for like so much, just trying to find my Pale. Swinging in with my Lydramon just for some damage. And then Hammer Sparking, trying to choke him where I can, with a Madoki Beatamon here, checking him on 1. Right, so this is where he can't pitch the booster to gain back memory here. Yeah, so he erases his Savior. He tries to pitch the booster to gain memory, but I would run him that Madoki is there, so he keeps the memory booster on the field. He'll use the cheapen effect to evil up into the Genkumon. Genkumon effect will bring back a Systemon and then get the draw. Now he's got 3 blockers here against my 5 Digimon, and he's got 2 security. So if I can find one more way to do 1 more damage, I should be okay. Especially if I can see like a hybrid. A hybrid would be perfect for this. Evil up with the nursery here. I think I'll go in with my Leomon. He's thinking about checking it. I think all these Systemons are bumped up by 2k as well. I'll go ahead and gain 2 memory, draw a card. Swinging with my Vmon. Yep. Now I forget about the bouncing effect, so my Madoki dies. I double check that Genku is a blocker. Go into the Pale. I'll go ahead to try to remove the Systemon, but he reminds me that the Genku effect doesn't allow me to bottom deck cards. So there was a really big misplay in there. I should have just held firm because he couldn't threaten lethal, hopefully. But yeah, really unfortunate on my side. I should have played better, because potentially if I kept the Madoki Beatamon, I would have had 1 more body for next turn if I live this turn here. Going in with the Genkumon, getting a draw, getting the Systemon search. No Systemons. You can pop a card with the Bayo Huckmon. Then Savior Huck will play a Systemon. Seal will allow him to digivolve into a Jesmon GX. Using Jesmon GX will put a Genkumon underneath, and then which will play another Seal through the Genkumon effect. Having a look at top 3, having a search. He'll find a Jesmon X anybody, and then dump the rest. So this is doing 3 checks at really big number. Yeah, that will knock out the last of my security, and I'll get a hidden potential to my hand. Now he's got 5 blockers here with all these Systemons. Plus, of course, the Jesmon GX freestands. I can go into a hidden potential here, tapping my Vmon into the Imperial. I can't bounce anything, but I can suspend things when I punch here. So I can punch, unsuspend, and suspend is Jesmon GX. I'll gain some memory with the jamming and then draw a card. He has to block this, otherwise I do win the game. I can hit again. I can't suspend a guy because it is a once per turn effect, but he will block it to live the game. Going into the XV here, all these Systemons are bumped up, so the XV unfortunately would die if I check with it, if he's blocking it. Going into this team one here, this is suspended because the Vmon's suspended. I can DNA with these guys. Yeah, I double checked the DP there. I can DNA with these guys, go into the Pale or the Sting. Go, I find a... This is the Pale, since the blue's on top. Yeah, so and I find the Pale. I can swing with the Pale and suspend, he has to block it. I'll get a draw and some memory back. But what I'm digging for is the Hybrid and Hammer Spark, but I'm pretty sure I bottom decked them in the early game. And I don't have a way to remove the Jesmon or get a blocker out for the Huckmon. So at that point, there's not much I can do except fold, and we'll go into game 3. Such a tight game, and especially Genkumon being the exact counter that you need for the Digimon and the Imperial really makes this matchup so difficult. Finding the Lightramon and then the XV is the perfect lineup that I need to start my combo. I just need the Stingmon and the Digimon now. He goes into Huckmon and then into the Bowhuck, get that draw, and then paying 3 will go straight into the Savior Huck. He's got the lineup straight away. I can do my free damage here with the XV, get the draw, gain a memory back, leaving the check who's got jamming. Playing the Paris, yes, playing the Paris, I can DNA into the Digimon. Sorry, Dino B, yes. Sorry, Dino B should have, yeah, the Digimon should have been on the top Evo. Apologies for that, I was just playing very quickly because we were getting close in the time. And then into the Dragon mode. Dragon mode, of course, playing 2 guys out, I'll get the Paris and the XV. He can push out his Savior here, and he's going to have to in order to pressure my board. Because I am potentially threatening lethal with my DNA into something with the Paris and the XV. He'll blitz over my Dragon mode. It's got a bunch of attack, activating all the effects, getting a draw, having a look at top 5, adding any Systemons. He'll grab a Systemon Blanc. Using the effect to play a Systemon with the Savior effect. Thinking about which Systemon, go for the Blanc, get the draw. This one has blocker. And then we're doing the checks. Yes, he goes to activate a card, but I remind him that, you know, we need to do the checks. So he does 1 check and lives the check. Paying the 2 memory, he'll activate the pseudo memory booster. Having a look at top 3, getting Systemon, letting the rest go to trash. Evoing up my rookie here, I can go for a Digimon play if I have it. But I think I don't have it at this time. I just have to bind my turns. Suspending a Systemon, bouncing the Jesmon back to hand with the Mega Death. He can Evo up his Nursery here. He's forced to rebuild his stack at this point. Hitting him with the Blanc and then the Seal. Both of them will die their checks. That's fantastic for me. Then just hard playing a Huckmon, choking me out 1. I can push out my Vmon. He's got 3 security here, hitting me with the XV. If I can find a Pale, then I should be alright. Finding a Hammer Spark, evoing up into Leomon, getting the draw. I can punch with a Leomon to hopefully draw into the Pale. He'll live the check, unfortunately. So I just go into the Vmon, having a look at top 3, only fighting Vmons and the Imperial. Where are my Digimons? It's a good question. I'll grab the Imperial and pass turn. I am threatening lethal, and he doesn't have a way to really remove bodies. He can go into like a level 4 to punch over my XV, but I'm perfectly fine with that because I still have a lot of bodies left on the board. Suicide again with his rookies. It's 1. He needs to find his level 4 and actually do well. Huckmon will live the check. And what can he do for me? He has to find a level 4. No, he folds that. Yes, he was missing his level 4 the whole time. That's the thing about Jesmon, is that if you're able to remove a body, you can potentially win out because it's difficult for your opponent to find the right card to fix the lineup for the next line. So yeah, that's why Imperial can do quite well even with Genkumon, because we do run that nice removal with the Mega Death. So yeah, the Genkumon's extremely important for this matchup, and you don't see it, then you just don't see it. If you like that one, guys, I have another match of Imperial coming up soon for the finals of the Store Championship for BT10. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.